Do you also experience it? The surge of consciousness has undergone such a swift acceleration and intricate nature that it is impossible to ignore or overlook. That is truly insane. Therefore, we are currently embarked on an unparalleled expedition towards genuineness, self-governance, and the experience of being spiritually whole. That is extraordinary. All of this, at least that is how I feel, now extends far beyond the capability of our imagination. And, in addition to the deterioration that we observe in our society, what I refer to as our matrix structures, it also brings about the deterioration of our own inner useless matrix structures, because we have that matrix structure within ourselves as well. And extracting it from ourselves and witnessing its external collapse necessitates considerable nerve. Yes, I'm Linda Gysi. I greet you. I've mentored spiritually for 20 plus years and founded the Science Potential Method. Science Potential describes the blueprint of your soul and enables you to recognize your soul plan and, above all, to pursue it uncompromisingly. Feel free to attend our next live show if you want to learn more about the blueprint of your soul. The link can be found in the show notes. Let's begin. I am unaware of the level of turbulence you are currently experiencing or how you are feeling amidst the chaos of our modern life, which is completely outside the norms of normality that we are accustomed to. It can be difficult at times to find one's own spiritual direction or even spiritual stability. However, despite the chaos, confusion, and noise, the majority of us feel an unstoppable force, a force that propels us forward, almost pushing us ahead. This feeling is so strong and undeniable that it overrides any doubts or uncertainties. It is an inner drive that compels us to keep moving forward, even in the face of challenges. This force gives us the strength and determination to persevere and achieve our goals, despite the prevailing circumstances. And a force, once it has taken hold of us or resonated with us, also appears to never release its grip on us again, keeping us firmly in its grasp for an indefinite period of time, as if we are forever bound to its power and influence. It is the power of spiritual ascension. And I firmly assert without a shadow of a doubt, with unwavering determination and complete conviction, there is absolutely no question or uncertainty whatsoever regarding the taking place of this ascension phenomenon. For this climb is inherent in our deoxyribonucleic acid, in the natural world, and in our vast planetary system, yes. It has long been deeply embedded there. And in this manner it unfolds naturally, persistently, and inexorably, with no chance of avoidance or evasion. This is extremely, extremely important. At this very moment, as the human race, we are propelling ourselves more and more into expanded domains of high-frequency radiation, which poses significant risks and implications for our health and well-being in the long run. What is the word? The word that you have provided is catapulted. Thank you for providing the word. Tongue twister. High-frequency radiation is catapulted. I deliberately call it radiation because here we distinguish between two types of frequencies, and radiation is meant to shake us up a bit. That we are now increasingly coming into contact with high frequencies and also with rapid high frequencies is active on the, let's call it on the luminous side, and also on the rather unfavorable side for us. And these two types of frequencies are the high frequencies, which are organically or cosmically designed to support and facilitate our physical as well as spiritual ascension and elevation, enabling us to transcend and reach higher states of consciousness and awareness. And the artificial or artificially generated high frequencies that impede or block our energy flow in the physical body and also disrupt or interfere with consciousness, thus affecting or influencing the rise or progression of consciousness in our being. Yes, so because that is simply the way it is, I will not grow weary of emphasizing that you are solely and entirely responsible for the frequencies that you connect with and nothing else. In my podcast episode, approximately just under 10 days ago, titled The Great Ship Begins, No Longer to Be Stopped, I discuss in great detail about the ascending and descending energy, that is, about the ascending consciousness and the descending consciousness. Completely judgment-free, if you missed this podcast episode or need a refresher, listen to it again. I try to remember to link them here. Otherwise, you can find them everywhere on the podcast or also here on YouTube. About nearly 10 days ago. In my perspective, this particular episode is an absolute must-watch for individuals who still harbor doubts or require guidance in the intricate and bewildering jungle of spiritual information and knowledge. It is of utmost importance that a thorough and all-encompassing examination of ourselves, our psyche, and our inner orientations must take place in order to gain a deep understanding of our being and to foster personal growth and self-awareness. Due to the fact that our nervous system plays a substantial role in determining the frequencies with which we, for example, are resonating at the present moment. It's always been like this, but now it's crucial because it keeps rising higher, and those who work authentically on themselves, paying holistic attention to what's within them and still need processing, will notice that if they keep sleeping on it, they'll realize it becomes a raging river they can't control later on. Why is your nervous system so crucial? Your nervous system generates a magnetic field that attracts information, namely frequencies, from the atmosphere and connects with frequencies that vibrate similarly or alike. And thus this energy intensifies as it then connects within us, thereby increasing its intensity. Are those positive, uplifting frequencies? Great. But if they are unpleasant, rather low frequency ones, then that also intensifies within us. In cases where there are different frequencies, our frequency either tries to adapt or seeks to escape, depending on the situation at hand. You are aware of that feeling without a doubt. You have most likely been in a place or a room before, and all of a sudden you start to feel cold. And later it turns out that maybe very bad things have happened at this place, or the residents are very negative. That also exists. You can perceive it in the energy of a room, or you discern whether the energy in a room or from individuals is more high vibrational or more low vibrational. That is the reason why it is often stated that your environment has a significant influence on your personal development. If you want to vibrate at a high frequency, then you must surround yourself with a high vibrational environment, but also ensure that your own inner alignment is high vibrational, because your own alignment naturally has a significant impact on your nervous system. In general, how you can regulate your nervous system, how you heal the issues within you that are still unresolved. Because all of this ensures that it connects with frequencies that resonate in a similar way and manner. And thus, it ultimately boils down to our consciousness and inner clarity in order to be able to receive the downloads of high vibrational frequency that are available to us. There has never been a time in history when this aspect was so unavoidable and so pressing as it is at the present moment in time. A significant number of individuals have reached a pivotal juncture in their personal evolution, wherein their unwavering and indomitable essence is beyond doubt and no longer accommodates any form of constraints or limitations. That means you have to fully embrace your autonomy as you ascend further. That's just how it is. If you've been in the process for a while, then you know where your limits are, and it's simply important to dissolve them now. And yes, that sounds great, but it requires an incredible, what I would call self-control or self-mastery, the ability to lead oneself, and of course, underlying that is an incredible attention, so that you even perceive what still needs to be repaired within you. Yes, the presents we receive while walking this path, yes, they are absolutely incredible and of an extraordinary quality that is truly unmatched. I had it now on Saturday. No, on Sunday. That was unbelievable. Perhaps I can provide you with a brief overview of myself, yes. I had a family day here on Sunday. My ex-husband, the father of our daughter, we have been separated for a good 21, almost 22 years now. And my daughter, they were both here with me. They sometimes arrange to have a father-daughter day and like to use my driveway because you can lock the gate there, the driveway. And then they work together on Isabel's car, making it fancy and nice, coming up with something there. They've been doing this for a while, and they love it here because the dog can run too. The weather was nice, and I have prepared meals for us, and I have made delicious baked goods for us to enjoy. And that's very rare, because I'm not typically like that, but I definitely found that pretty sweet of me and created something really great for us. I worked in the garden in the meantime and then cooked something in the meantime, so it was a genuine family day. And I was standing in the kitchen feeling extremely fulfilled, and all of a sudden I had this thought, wow, this is exactly how your life could have turned out if we hadn't gone our separate ways. Just like a family, the daughter now grown up, tinkering with the car with her father, the mom standing in the kitchen cooking at home, the dog running around, and I felt like that would have been a truly happy life. And regardless of the fact that back then we lacked the personal maturity, the challenges that would have needed to be overcome, and also aside from the fact that neither of us would have developed as we have, I'm talking about us adults now, I felt that yes, that would have been a model for life. And what happened next was magical. A spiritual perception opened up that will soon reveal what you will also attain through it. A spiritual perception that was of immense magnitude. In an instant, I found myself granted with the opportunity to explore a multitude of possibilities regarding life circumstances that might have transpired or that we might have consciously opted for. However, regardless of the life circumstances we had chosen, my ex-husband and I, as well as Jorg and I, each of us would have inevitably influenced something very particular, namely our personal growth and progress. That was exciting because I thought if I stayed with Jorg, I wouldn't have grown like this, nor would Jorg. However, the info from the field of the fabric of time was remarkably clear. Nonetheless, we would have to depend on it, despite any uncertainties or hesitations. Only by exploring alternative playing fields could I transcend my human consciousness and truly observe the situation from my higher self. It became evident that the scale of the experience was much larger, as I perceived Jorg and myself as pure energy fields, inherently different yet united by our agreement to undertake this task out of pure love. These energy fields extend far beyond our earthly incarnation, exerting a profound impact on a cosmic level. This endeavor, guided by the power of love, is a testament to the limitless potential of our energetic beings. Through this expanded perspective, I was able to step out of my human field and gain a deeper understanding of the situation. And when I say motivated by pure love, not motivated by pure love for one another, but motivated by pure love for the process of creation. That was a totally impersonal love, and the access to the high cosmic connections that were visible to me were completely awe-inspiring and made me realize the vastness of the universe and my own insignificance in comparison. I had the ability to perceive the energies. I had the ability to perceive the invisible energies, the invisible light. I had the ability to perceive that and had the ability to perceive the flows of energy, which, for example, were also united and embodied in the form of our daughter. And I could also perceive the energy of my daughter, which was incredibly powerful and mighty, and the significant influence she had on the development of creation, specifically in terms of naming. So at this very moment, and now this doesn't solely pertain to us, I could envision it presently based on our unique circumstances, but ultimately it is applicable to every individual, the profound and impactful dynamic that our existence and non-existence elicits, and the tremendous energy and influential power that we possess, shaping any subsequent development and evolution that may occur in a remarkable and transformative manner. That was so large, that was absolutely enormous, that my words now make it really tiny, I have to confess honestly. But all right, I'll tell it now for the first time, and it was really super exciting. The beauty of it was absolutely breathtaking, and I was overcome with an incredibly intense love for Jorg that I had never experienced before. So, my dear ex-husband, I know you regularly listen to my podcast, right? It was such a super personal love and such a profound understanding that regardless of whether we had stayed together or separated, this connection and this mission, this decision we committed to, we cannot detach from it, whether we divorce or not, even if each of us has a new partner. And that is something that we have also, and I must admit very honestly, done very, very well, because we are really good friends and we stick together well. And as a family, we are incredibly strong also for our daughter and with our daughter. And that is a high level of respect towards each other. And we meet each other on an absolute equal footing. It was indeed a difficult task to accomplish that, but we managed to succeed. Additionally, there is another piece of information that might be of interest to all parents. Irrespective of whether you are currently residing with the other parent of your children or child or not, what I just mentioned, that individuals who discover themselves and bring children into the world, that they have a very, very deep connection with each other and have taken on a high cosmic mission, namely to create something out of two different, actually incompatible opposites, which unites both opposites within each other and forms a bond that transcends conventional understanding. Yes, exactly the child. And if you have different children and different fathers, and whether you like the fathers or not, or like the mothers or not, yes, this cosmic task, you will not be able to get rid of it even in the duration of your lifetime. Whether you still have contact with each other, whether you argue like cats and dogs, however the conception came about and however fate brought you together and maybe even apart, you are connected by a bond that carries a very, very high purpose within itself and cannot be separated. And that is something very, very beautiful, no matter how earthly it may currently appear between you. Therefore, as you can clearly see, it is absolutely imperative for us to understand that in order to truly grasp the magnitude of our connections, we must have a profound and far-reaching impact on our perception and the expansion of our consciousness, which is of utmost importance. If I hadn't been practicing this massively for many years, I wouldn't just have access to such information as mere knowledge in my mind, but truly as a field of experience. When I am taken in that way to grasp something, then I experience the information with all my senses. Yes, with me it's different than perhaps with a channel medium where information comes through. I have the experience of what the cosmos desires to share with me, completely on a physical level, as well as through all subtle senses that I possess. For the majority of us, what we perceive is still the portion when we open our eyes. And what we perceive at that moment is the primary point of attention. However, it is not just our sight that influences us, but rather all of our physical senses, such as smell, taste, hearing, and touch, along with the deeply ingrained patterns we develop through upbringing, injury, traumas, and our education system. These factors, among others, contribute to shaping our worldview, self-image, and the perceived limitations that define our reality. Our perspective and how we perceive ourselves establish boundaries for what we believe is possible, similar to the rim of a dish that is beyond our reach. That is simply because our brain is programmed to recognize patterns and filter information, which leads us to overlook certain aspects of our reality and also interpret things incorrectly or incompletely due to the inherent limitations of our cognitive processes. Yes, let us take as an illustration the concept of light, for instance. As you are aware, our ability to perceive electromagnetic waves is limited to a minuscule, the most minute range of frequencies. In my opinion, I have a belief that the percentage is below 0.5, which is less than 0.5%. The majority of light is not visible to the human eye. Hence, invisible light comprises a variety of electromagnetic waves, such as microwaves, X-rays, ultrasound waves, and other forms of non-visible radiation. In simple terms, light is a form of energy called light energy, and only a minuscule portion of it is visible to the human eye. So there is visible light and invisible light. However, light has always symbolized the origin of all existence, enlightenment, wisdom, spiritual purity, and profound illumination. It stands for the divine, the universal, the absolute, the eternal. It is a frequency that we can perceive not merely with our physical senses, but also with our subtle senses, thereby expanding our perception of reality beyond the limitations of our tangible experience. When I embark on such a journey of realization, on such a spiritual journey of realization, it mostly happens through my subtle senses. Invisible light is a form of imperceptible spiritual energy that permeates our reality, connecting everything together, and that we can perceive very clearly with our senses and intuition. Because in a way, she is already material, more like a fluid or a plasma substance from which everything emerges and comes into existence. We also say, not for nothing. Where do these expressions come from? Appears, comes to light, sees the light of day. It makes one wonder, what is the origin and the etymology of these phrases? All of this ultimately leads to the inevitable conclusion of just how crucial and significant our process of ascension truly is for us. He is the determiner of the quality of our consciousness, shaping our perception and understanding of the world around us. However, it is also crucial to consider the training or development of our subtle senses, as they play a vital role in our perception and understanding of the world around us. This is truly a learning field. This is genuinely such a classic training. They consistently keep developing further as we continue to train them more. And thus, it naturally also determines the way we perceive the world around us. This specific process allows us to expand and broaden our perception, enabling us to gain a deeper understanding and a more comprehensive perspective of the world around us. And the truly exhilarating aspect is, when we expand our perception and open our minds to new possibilities, we also lift the limitations of our reality, unlocking a world of untapped potential and endless opportunities that were previously unseen and unimagined. And with that, we are in the process of creating the new time, the new earth. From my perspective, I personally feel the intensity of her love and the magnitude of her joyful anticipation pulsating strongly, ultimately culminating in the heartfelt embrace she gives us with open arms, leaving no doubt about the depth of her affection and the warmth of her welcome. I feel a strong sense of envelopment, a deep connection to the love, the new time, and the new earth. It fills me with hope and excitement for the future. Through our expanded consciousness and heightened perceptions, we have an immense influence in shaping the reality of the emerging earth. With our expanded awareness, we hold the key to co-creating a vibrant and harmonious new world, infused with our collective intentions and visions for a better future. You cannot even fathom the magnitude of it. It is incredibly vital that we constantly push ourselves to release the grip on the world as we know it, with all its established systems, boundaries, and theatricals. This unyielding determination to break free reflects the immense value we place on transcending the limitations of our present existence. And we can accomplish that even if we are aware of what is happening out there, and even if it is extremely, extremely important that the things happening out there are clarified. That is a part that simply belongs. Nevertheless, this immeasurable love for the new is already so strongly palpable, and you should orient yourself to it in the process of your ascension to higher levels of consciousness and self-realization. Yes, I am extremely thrilled to read your comment, and at this juncture, I truly, truly desire to express a huge, huge gratitude for all the appreciative reflections that you continue to write beneath my videos in this place. That touches and means a lot to me. So it touches me and means a whole lot to me. And also on Instagram, an increasing number of you are connecting with me there and also reaching out to me. Write very, very loving and such valuable, beautiful messages. Thank you. And for everyone who is not yet connected with me there, feel free to join. So let us genuinely come together as a community, because that is exactly what I mean when I say it. Discover individuals who resonate at a high frequency. Establish connections with individuals who also uplift you, correct? And the community, even if it's through social media, simply does incredibly well. Sort out what is truly being handed to you and ensure to stay in your high vibrational energy, because that is how you decide which energies you connect with from the collective field around you. And this is of greater importance than ever before. Perhaps I can add one more sentence to conclude, because the breakdown of the old system also releases such a multitude of low-frequency energies that have been dormant for far too long and are now being unleashed into the world. They are currently flying around in nirvana. The additional disintegrates, the additional breaks, the additional gets washed up, it is in the field and seeking connection. And you really have a tough job. There's nothing more to discuss. To keep the energy high within you so that you connect with the high vibrating energies, otherwise it will pull you down. I am looking forward to your comment. With love, all the best for you. Your sister in spirit, yours, Linda.